When the world shakes, the wise remain still. In life, storms come without warning. Unexpected loss, harsh words, rejection, or uncertainty. These moments can easily knock us off balance and fill our hearts with fear and doubt. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us that true strength doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from mastering ourselves. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, anxious, or unsure how to stay calm in the chaos, you are not alone. Every one of us faces moments that test our peace. In this video, I'll share 5 powerful Buddhist teachings that will help you stay grounded, calm, and unshaken no matter what life brings. These are not just ideas, they are daily practices you can apply right now. So stay with me until the end, and let these timeless lessons guide you back to your inner strength. 1. Know yourself deeply. Most people live their entire lives reacting to the world, trying to please others, chasing approval, and avoiding judgment. But when you don't truly know who you are, every opinion can shake you. Every criticism becomes a storm. You become like a leaf in the wind, tossed around by the ever-changing voices of the world. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that true strength begins with deep self-knowing. The Buddha said, "Better to conquer yourself than 1,000 battles." This means that without inner clarity, you will always be at the mercy of the outer world. But when you know yourself, your values, your path, your truth, nothing outside of you can pull you off balance. There is a well-known Zen story. A student once asked his master, "Master, how do I find unshakable peace?" The master replied, "Sit quietly, observe your thoughts, and ask, who is thinking them?" Days passed. The student returned and said, "I see now that the one watching is not disturbed by what is seen." The master smiled. "Then you have met yourself." This is the power of self-awareness. Take time each day to sit in stillness, reflect on your actions, and question your thoughts. Journal, meditate, or simply observe the patterns of your mind without judgment. The more you meet yourself in silence, the less the noise of the world will move you. In a world full of noise, know yourself deeply, and no voice will be louder than your own truth. 2. Detach from outcomes. We suffer most not from what happens, but from what we expected to happen. When we cling too tightly to results, we create fear, stress, and disappointment. We start to measure our worth by success or failure, and our peace becomes a prisoner of outcomes. But Zen teaches us, do your part, then let go. In Buddhist wisdom, this is called non-attachment, a way of engaging fully in life without being owned by it. When we detach from outcomes, we find freedom. The Buddha taught that clinging is the root of suffering. That includes clinging to results, recognition, or reward. A Zen story tells of a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors said, "What bad luck?" The farmer simply replied, "Maybe." Days later, the horse returned with 3 wild horses. The neighbors cried, "What good fortune?" Again, the farmer said, "Maybe." When his son later broke his leg trying to tame one, they mourned. But when the army came to recruit young men for war, his injured son was spared. The farmer never clung to any outcome. He flowed with life, and life unfolded. So how do we live this? Do your best in every action, with heart, with presence, but once it's done, release it. Remind yourself, you control effort, not results. Whether it's an exam, a relationship, or a dream, your peace must not depend on the result. Say to yourself, I sow with care and I let life grow. Detach from outcomes, not from life. In surrender, you don't give up, you rise above. Let go and find the peace that no success or failure can take from you. 3. Accept what you cannot control. Much of our suffering comes from fighting reality. Wishing things were different, resenting what has happened, or fearing what might come. We try to control the uncontrollable, and in doing so, exhaust our energy and lose our peace. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us, resistance creates suffering, while acceptance opens the door to freedom. The Buddha taught the principle of dukkha, the dissatisfaction that arises when we cling to things we cannot change. True strength is not found in forcing life to bend, but in meeting it as it is, with clarity and grace. There is a Zen story of two monks traveling on a muddy path. They came across a woman unable to cross a puddle. One monk picked her up and carried her across. Hours later, the other monk was still upset, saying, "We monks shouldn't touch women." The first monk replied, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" The story reminds us, when we don't accept and let go, we carry the weight of what's already passed. The practice is simple, but not easy. When something difficult happens, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, can I control this? If not, accept it as part of the moment. Acceptance is not weakness, it is wisdom. It means saying, this is how things are right now, and I will meet it with peace. So accept what you cannot control, not as a defeat, but as a path to freedom. When you stop resisting life, you begin to flow with it, and in that flow, nothing can shake you. 4. Stay grounded in the present. Fear lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. But peace, true, steady peace, only lives in this moment. When your mind races ahead or clings to what's behind, you become lost, scattered, and vulnerable to anxiety. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the present moment is all we truly have. The Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." The more we anchor ourselves in now, the less we are pulled by imagined fears or old pain. There is a Zen story of a man running from a tiger. He falls off a cliff and grabs a vine. Below him waits another tiger. Just then he sees a wild strawberry growing beside him. With one hand holding the vine, he plucks the strawberry and eats it. It was the sweetest strawberry he ever tasted. The story isn't about escape, it's about awareness. Even in danger, the present moment still offers life. To practice this teaching, begin with your breath. When your thoughts start to race, pause and return to a single breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Listen without judgment. Look at what's in front of you, not what's behind or ahead. You can't change the past or predict the future, but you can choose now. So stay grounded in the present. Again and again, return to it. It is not just where life happens. It is where your unshakable peace begins. 5. Let stillness be your power. In a noisy world, stillness is rare. We are constantly bombarded with opinions, distractions, and the pressure to react. The mind becomes restless, always seeking the next thing, never at peace. But when we're always reacting, we lose our center, and with it, our clarity and strength. Zen wisdom teaches us that true power arises not from force, but from stillness. The Buddha often retreated into silence, and the great masters followed. Not because they had nothing to say, but because in silence, they heard what mattered most. In stillness, we don't escape life. We return to it fully awake. There is a Zen story of a young monk who asked his master, "How can I become wise?" The master led him to a quiet lake and said, "Look into the water and tell me what you see." The monk looked, but the water was stirred. "I see nothing," he said. The master waited in silence. Minutes passed. The surface became still. "Now?" he asked. The monk smiled. "I see myself." The master replied, "That is wisdom, found only when the mind is still." To live this teaching, create moments of stillness each day. Begin your morning in silence. Take short pauses before reacting. Step away from the noise to reconnect with your breath. Stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about listening deeply. In silence, we hear our own voice. In stillness, we meet our true strength. So let stillness be your power. When the world pulls you in every direction, return to your center, because nothing is more unshakable than a calm and steady mind. Conclusion: in a world that constantly shifts through challenge, noise, and change, the greatest strength we can cultivate is the ability to remain still within. The 5 Buddhist teachings we've explored are not just ideas. They are practices for daily life. Each of these teachings offers a doorway back to balance. They remind us that we don't need to control everything to be strong. We only need to master how we respond, with clarity, calm, and presence. Zen wisdom doesn't promise a life without storms. It offers us the tools to become like the mountain, unmoving, peaceful, and rooted, no matter what winds may blow. So return to these teachings often. Let them guide you, anchor you, and strengthen you from within. And remember, being unshaken is not about hardness, it's about depth. When your roots are deep, no storm can uproot you. Walk this path slowly, mindfully, and with trust. Your peace is not far. It has always been within you.